In the New Testament, then the Old Testament has passed, and also those times have passed. But then you have also prophecies for the early Christianity, and then just after Christ, from 30 to 200 after Christ. In the New Testament, you have got also for the Christianity in between 150, 200 till 1850. So the Christianity for a couple of hundred years ago. And in the New Testament you got also prophecies for the recent times from 1850, 1900 till now. And also in the New Testament you have got prophecies for the future that you can also see the prophecies for the future are being formed right now in our days. We live in very interesting times right now, biblically spoken. So you have to regard these are different aspects of prophecies that the Bible contain, and the most interesting are, of course, they're all interesting. I mean that's not the problem, but the most recent prophecies regarding the most recent times are easier to check than the prophecies that are for ancient days. I mean that's harder to check. But the prophecies of the modern times, and I call the last 200 years, I call it modern times, or and also but also a little bit ancient times after Christ. Then in the history of the Christianity, that is checkable, because there's a lot of things written in the Middle Ages and so on, until now. It's a highly recorded history, so you can check it yourself. And but the most recent times and the prophecy regarding these times is the most easy one to check. Okay, I'll discuss some of the prophecies. Well, one of the first prophecies is whoever blesses Israel will be blessed, but also whoever curses Israel will be cursed. Well, that is a promise to Abraham, Isaac and Jacob, their descendants, the Jewish people. Whoever hurts them will be hurt, and whoever blesses them will be blessed. That is a principle that God gives, because, why did He do that? Because the Jewish people gave God's words to the rest of the world, to us. Yeah? So God used the Jewish people to give the Bible to the rest of the world. So whoever touches those people who have a very high responsibility from God's position spoken, yeah, then they will get hurt, because God selected the Jewish people to fulfill this very important mission, to give us, the rest of the world, God's words. So the first thing is the devil doesn't like it, so the devil tried to attack the Jewish people, yeah. But also that whoever supports the Jewish people will be blessed, because then that person recognizes actually the position of the Jewish people. So it's good for you to bless the Jewish people. And is everything what the Jewish people do correct? No, okay, but nonetheless, that's up to God and the Jewish people, because they're His project. And but because of the Jews were used as a conveyor belt of God's words, they have a very special relationship with God. So whoever touches them touches God, actually Himself. So don't touch the Jews. That's why I call you up to bless Israel instead of cursing them. Stay off of the Jews, because you will get hurt if you do it in a negative way. Yeah? So this is one of the first, and you can check it in history. I mean, in Portugal in 1492, the Jewish people were casted out of Portugal, Spain and so on in the Inquisition. And the Jews had to turn to Catholicism, forced, or they were killed. And well, from that point on, the economical position of Portugal and Spain declined and fell down. So, and ever since, the Spain and Portugal have been very poor economies from that point on, and they had always troubles and so on. But and then again, the Jewish people came from Portugal, Spain to the north of Europe, to Germany, to Holland, and to England. And those regions, the Jewish people were accepted. It's okay, well, come in, and we know that you're God's people, so feel free, go ahead, whatever you like, and feel free and stay here. And well, from that point on, the countries, the North European countries, England, Netherlands, and Germany, got blessed because they accepted the Jewish people in the society. So that's why the golden ages came in those countries, in our countries. So many things have been. It is proven by history that this. Whoever blesses Israel will be blessed, and whoever curses Israel will be cursed. It's proven historically correct. Look at Spain, look at Portugal, look at, on the other hand, Netherlands, England, and Germany. Okay, that's one of the in a very important prophecy. In Deuteronomy 28, that's a chapter. It's a very important chapter. The chapter of Deuteronomy 28 contains the blessings and the cursings of a people. And if you listen to God, you are blessed, and if you don't listen to God, you are hurt. You bring curses to your country. Yeah. It's still valid. The Old Testament is still actual and valid. It still applies in our days. And I can read some out of the Bible, Deuteronomy 28. And we see that Deuteronomy 28, in our days, the curses are coming into our country, because the most people don't listen to God, and they don't like God, and they don't want God. So okay, if that's what you want, then you will invite the curses that God has written down in Deuteronomy 28. Here. Well, the first few 14 verses is about the blessing. Okay, you can read it. It's very short, but I will read the curses, because the curses you're seeing happening this in Europe right now as I speak. But if you do not obey the Lord your God by diligently observing all his commandments and statutes which I lay upon you this day, then all these maledictions shall come to you and light upon you. A curse upon you in the city, a curse upon you in the country, a curse upon your basket and your kneading trough, a curse upon the fruit of your body, the fruit of your land, the offspring of your herds and of your lambing flocks. A curse upon you as you come in, and a curse upon you as you go out. May the Lord send upon you starvation, burning thirst and dysentery, whatever you are about, until you are destroyed and quickly perish for your evil doings, because you have forsaken me. That's what God says. May the Lord cause pestilence to haunt you until it has exterminated you out of the land which you are entering to occupy. May the Lord afflict you with wasting diseases and recurrent fever, ague and eruptions, with drought, black blight and red, and may these plague you until you perish. May the skies above you be bronze and the earth beneath you iron. May the Lord turn the rain upon your country into fine sand, and may dust come down upon you from the sky until you are blotted out. Okay, this is only just a little piece of it. What do we see in Europe happening right now? The dust from the sky. Iceland volcanoes. Yeah. The fever and the pestilence. Yeah, we had the EHEC bacteria, we had the swine flu, we had the bird flu, we have the whatever kind of plague. Yeah, all kinds of illnesses roam around in Europe. Yeah. Okay. May the Lord put you to rout before the enemy. Though you go out against them by one way, you shall flee before them in 7 ways. May you be repugnant to all the kingdoms on earth. Repugnant? Okay. May your bodies become food for the birds of the air and the wild beasts, with no man to scare them away. May the Lord strike you with Egyptian boils and with tumors, scabs and itches, for which you will find no cure. Well, there are sicknesses which people find hardly a cure, and if people don't repent and return to God, these will be incurable. Yeah? Okay, may the Lord strike you with madness, blindness and bewilderment, so that you will grope about in broad daylight, just as a blind man gropes in the darkness, and you will fail to find your way. You will also be oppressed and robbed day in, day out. You will be oppressed and robbed. That's happening more and more. I mean, if you look at Greece right now, if you look at all kinds of countries, they are being oppressed and robbed more and more. Yeah. With no one to save you, a woman will be pledged to you, but another shall ravish her, shall sleep with her. You will build a house, but not live in it. You will plant a vineyard, but not enjoy its fruit. Your ox will be slaughtered before your eyes, but you will not eat any of it. And before your eyes your ass will be stolen, ass the donkey, will be stolen and will not come back to you. Your sheep will be given to the enemy, and there will be no one to recover them. Your sons and daughters will be given to other people while you look on. Your eyes will strain after them all day long, and you will be powerless. A nation, listen very carefully, a nation whom you do not know shall eat the fruit of your land, and all your toil, and your lot will be nothing but brutal oppression. Okay, so what it says is that a nation whom you do not know, people you don't know, will come to your country, and they will oppress you, and will brutally oppress you, and they shall eat the fruit of your land. Well, what is happening in Europe is that a lot of immigrants from all kinds of countries are coming here, and they start annoying here in Europe. I mean, I don't want to blame any groups because this might be a political, unpolitical message what I'm talking, but it is happening, folks. It's happening. People come from all countries and they oppress us. They give us a hard times here. Yeah, they do not so nice things. At least not in Holland. Yeah, but that's one of the curses of if you don't listen to God, if you turn your face from God, Jesus Christ. Yeah, then this is one of the curses. And if you don't listen, and if you don't return to the Bible, if you don't return to Jesus Christ, then this will get worse, people. That's why I make these messages. I mean, God loves you and wants to save you, but you've got to listen to God, and these are the curses you can avoid if you return to God. Okay, that's why I'm doing this whole stuff.